Okay, so this UK mother wants the world to see the video of her own son being killed by a single punch.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
She wants the world to see it?
Wants everyone to see it.
What's her reason?
She wants to show why it's so shitty.
Well,
He's being shitty, you're probably right.
yeah, I mean, as plain as day, that's pretty much what it is.
I mean, that's what they did it to. Remember they did that to the Thai guy and the grandpa in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Some kid ran up to him and punched him in the face.
She wants to show everybody like how this is like such a problem, and least we can do. So here's one of those situations I was telling you about, like in places like UK where there's not a lot of guns and people just sock each other. We're gonna watch this guy right here. He's trying to stop a fight. Someone behind him punched him and knocks him.
See, so he's trying to stop a fight and then they hit him in the back of the head.
It wasn't even. It didn't even look like a crazy punch.
No, it was just a sucker punch from behind him, and he hit his head on the leg.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. See, that's the one. Because he's out, but with that punch, he's out, and then when your back of your head is like very vulnerable, so it hits the concrete, and it's just dead weight.
We did a JK News several years back of our friend Kim. She passed away that way too. Oh, yeah, she got into a fight in Santa Ana at a club, like on the street like that, you know, fist fight with some girls, and then when she fell, her head hit the concrete that way.
Damn.
So you can't be fighting in the streets, man. You don't know what's gonna happen.
That's why, like, when people don't really fight, like they go like, oh no, man, like, you know, I fucked that guy up, this and that. I'm like, don't you guys think like death can happen? Like it's saying the movies,
yeah,
right. Like box or whatever, or like it doesn't end there. Some people might have knives, some people might have guns, but then like tough people will be like, nah, man, I fucked that guy up in this. I'm like, dude, you could die.
I know, yeah.
You just don't know.
Because all it takes, right? You watch that video, you're like, oh, just some guy barely fucking hit him.
Yeah.
But when it's some random guy from the side, he shoves some guy over here. It's the shots that you don't see coming. Those are the ones that put you out like that. Yeah. And he's not even looking at his eye line, so he just gets cracked and then he falls out. You can't brace for that.
And apparently he was just trying to stop a fight.
Wow.
Yeah, so the original dude was trying to like stop a fight between his friend and someone else, and then the dude just came behind him, socked him, and now that guy is guilty of manslaughter, sentenced to 10 years in prison.
10 years, huh?
I mean,
UK, I know we always think it's gonna be more, right?
We should add a couple more years for being a coward, punching somebody in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Is that in the laws?
I think so.
Coward
We
law?
should add
So
it.
you should be making the laws.
Coward.
You gotta challenge someone. Sucker punches are fucking pussy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So the mom said, this is mom's actual words. She said, I wanted to put it out there that when my son was killed, there was no fight or words exchanged between them. It's just a fucking...
All it takes is just one, right?
Yeah. So even if that's not your intention to make that kind of damage, it's like that's...
What does she want to
control.
do? Ban like just all punches or all physical?
Banned all hands.
Until now, punches are very legal in the UK.
We need to control hands.
All hands.
We gotta get rid of them. Hand control, guys. Hand control.
Oh my god.
Got these semi-automatic hands.
Fully semiotic.
Oh my god.
But that's really common, though. That shit happens all the time.
That's what I was saying earlier, is that like...
That shit happens
a
here.
bunch of dudes just coming back from the pub drunk, you know, just for no fucking reason, sock somebody. There's so many stories like that of dudes just hitting their head, dead.
Whether they get punched in the head, there's some people. I used to work at this like aquatic therapy center, and you see patients all the time where they'll just pass out. They'll just pass out, hit their head, have a TBI, and then they can't walk. They're paralyzed. Sometimes they, you know, obviously in some cases, some people end up dead. You know,
Like just from fainting or whatever.
just from like they don't know what happened, and then their life is changed completely forever. Just from falling back and hitting their head on something. Like you never know when that shit can happen.
So doesn't that mean we should just walk around with helmets everywhere we go? I like that idea.
I mean, you can.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the people here, I think I should be doing it. I live a dangerous life.
That's like...
Get some helmets, yo.
All the districts that this happens, they should just put more like rubbery, elasticy cobblestone. So when you fall down, you just go boing.
It's like
Exactly.
Just come back up.
every outdoor place is just gonna be a giant playground. It's like everything is rubber. I'm like, this isn't even real.
I feel grateful, man. I remember in 5th grade, I was visiting like a family friend's house in San Jose. And then I'm like, oh, you guys got video games? He goes, yeah, it's in the closet, just pull it out. I'm like, cool. And then motherfuckers had all the controls all like tangled up. I'm like, god damn it. So I was like yanking on it, and when I yanked on it, the Nintendo came, cracked me right on top of my head. I was like, ah! And I remember I had like a bump for like 2 months.
Damn.
You're like fucking wet bandits.
Wow.
I know, dude, and it hurt like crazy, but I didn't have any like real negative repercussions besides the
And
pain.
then there was a bunch of marbles, and he was like, "Whoa!"
Pearl necklace got torn up.
Little blowtorch set my head on fire.
Dude, I went into the toilet, did a fucking head.
Got shocked, turned into a skeleton.
Stupid.
Yeah, dude. It's just crazy
insane.
that like even if who knows like if this guy had any intention in his mind to actually kill the
Of
dude.
course
It's
not.
not.
course,
I'd like to think not.
Why did he even punch him in the first
Probably just wanted to like feel like
Well, I mean, if you're already punching someone in that situation where
Yeah.
they're not even fucking looking at you.
Yeah.
Just trying to fly.
That's why you gotta mind your
Yeah.
own business, bro.
he's just like, ugh, I'm bad. I'm so badass.
Back my boy.
This is the guy that did it.
Oh man.
His life ruined too for some doing some
25.
stupid shit.
25.
25.
Is he considered a chav? I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
I don't
Chuck.
know.
Oh yeah, explain what chav is.
I think that's the Jersey Shore of the UK, I guess.
Chaff. That's
Chavs. I don't know. No, I don't know.
He would be. Looks like it.
Yeah.
He's a little hoodlum. He's a little hooligan.
Yeah, man, it's super sad that's something, and you would think like, I mean, this is happening a lot in places that are less likely to have guns.
Yeah.
I think, well, places that don't have like that much gun, they do a lot.
Not that it's
there's a lot-
better.
There's like a lot of fist fights,
Yeah.
because you know, like Ireland's known for a lot of drinking and fist fighting, you know. But so is Hawaii. So like,
Yeah,
and they both don't have that many guns there.
Yeah. Violence finds a way.
exactly. Like violence finds a way.
That shit's always gonna happen though. You're never gonna stop this shit from happening, but you could just spread a little bit of awareness and more understanding of like this is the potential. If you're ready to fight, if you're gonna fight somebody in the streets or anything like that, just be ready to die always.
But the thing is, the guy wasn't even looking for a fight. He was trying to stop a fight. And then some Asian dude recently got stabbed up too, because he was trying to stop a
Was
fight.
that the 7-Eleven one?
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a jujitsu dude, and he was trying to stop a fight, and then in the middle of that, he got stabbed up. So like a lot of people that
He got killed, huh?
yeah, that's why a lot of the times people are like, why don't people do anything? And I'm like,
It's like that's why.
you can't guarantee that their safety.
Yeah.
And their bravery sometimes comes with a consequence,
Yeah.
you know? So not everyone's like ready to just dive in and give their life up to like, you know?
Yeah, you think you're Steven Seagal, bro?
I do, but
Teach self-defense.
You said what?
Did you teach self-defense for like situations?
Not really. The thing about self-defense is like
Doesn't work.
people could correct me if I'm wrong. Like, but my overall understanding of self-defense and how I look at it is, it's like there's a guy named Tony Blauer who's like known in the self-defense world, and he's like the guy.
teaches the spear system.
The spear system, and he's very like everyone hires him to teach self-defense. Like,
what's
he's
spear
the guy.
system?
I don't know what it is exactly.
It's like a military combatives course.
Got it. Okay, but when he's talking about like civilians that are getting into self-defense situations, it's always find a way to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
That's the best
That's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have to fight for your life,
You're already too late.
like, it's because there's going to be situations where you have to fight for your life. Then he teaches you how to be able to get out of those situations. But then again, it always ends up with getting the fuck out of there because there's too many variables that you can't control. And even if you're a jiu-jitsu brown belt or whatever, like you said earlier,
It doesn't defend against knives, guns.
yeah, like you could think you could beat up all the guys in your gym, but if somebody has a knife or a gun, that shit doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, some guys are successful with stopping it, but it's also a skill that you have to be practicing all the time. You know, it's not something that you just do.
Yeah. And you remember.
Yeah, like just because you trained it once. Because some of these like self-defense classes that I see people teach, like it's good that some people know something.
Right. Yeah.
But if there's not continual practice and application, then
Habit.
think about the time where your heart's beating out of your fucking chest, and you really feel like you're in danger. You think you're gonna be able to pull that off in that moment?
Hiya, hiya, you see that?
There's like
Hiya, 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 hiya.
you extrapolate that to like the UFC, right? These guys are trained fighters. They know that on this day I'm going to fight this person, and they dedicate their whole life to fighting. But just because they train all that time does not mean that they're going to take all those skills that they've learned and be able to perform in that high anxiety state.
When there's a gun on their head.
Yeah, or even in the context of a UFC fight, right? Some guys just don't perform well because there's so much anxiety, tension, stress, and that depletes how well you could perform in some of these situations.
So you know what's different that like I've noticed is that like out of all the times, I mean, as guys, we get into the situation all the time where there's actually a defining moment in a conversation with another dude where you can make the choice to not fight.
Yeah.
Like, there's always that, like, square off, and we've seen it fucking a million times. But for women, that shit does not exist. They are just constantly in danger. There's no, like, this to a girl. If you're an assailant, that's a man. What's the solution to get out of that? Because, like, for men, it's like, yeah, just fucking exit the situation.
I mean, in most cases, women are preyed upon. Like, it's super rare that the women are aggressors, and that in most victims of crime, it's men and women done by men, right? But then in the equalizer, I think, is usually guns.
Yeah.
That or training too. Like if they actually trained, then
Like
it helps out.
for all women in general. I always tell my girl. I always tell everyone that I know. Like, you should have some sort of training. Like,
You didn't tell me.
Tell her right now.
can we edit that out? No, but in general though, like all women should have something. Like, they should know something, whether it's jitsu, whatever the case.
The thing is, you can teach someone, but like you said, can they execute?
Of course, but
like you know, like all of us could be
that's for
trained.
everybody, though.
But like
That's for everybody.
for fighter, if we get into fight or flight, right? It's like, should a person hold a gun if they can't even execute it? That's
Yeah, but that's a decision for them.
Like a pre-existing, like, I guess, protocol, like, in your mind for, like, situations like that.
Teeth,
yeah,
nails.
you got to fight.
But also, fight or flight is trainable. So someone might be more on the timid end, but through constant comfort in the discomfort, they will start to become. They can go, oh, okay, cool. This is. I don't always have to feel like I have to retreat or whatever. Like if I ran a school's PE program, I would have like girls start doing jujitsu when they're in
Or
first
just
grade.
wrestle.
That's dope. Yeah.
Like
Just
learning how to
slowly-
wrestle, bro.
And slowly, by the time you're 13 or whatever, you get like your blue belt or whatever, your blue belt equivalent. So like all the chicks feel very empowered, you know?
Yeah.
But education is always way better than unawareness, right? So like when you have first step is situational awareness. That's gonna keep you hell out of trouble. Having those spidey senses, right? Because like if you grew up in dangerous neighborhoods or whatever, like you kind of know.
You know the signs.
That doesn't look good. I'm gonna stay away and not even go down that street, right? But then if you grew up in a nice neighborhood, you don't see the dangers. That's
true.
So like even when I'm traveling like into different countries, I didn't grow up in this country, so everything looks safe or everything looks chill. But they might be like, "Don't go in that neighborhood," and I'm like, "Why? It just looks normal to me." But it's different, right? And I feel like that's what happens when people come to the States too. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know like they're going into dangerous places or
Come
whatever.
to the States from other countries because they don't fucking have any clue how it goes. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Block, 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 block. And then they'll think, I don't need to rent a car. I can just like walk or take the.
Well, for LA especially.
For sure.
Yeah, you come to Hollywood and they go to like Hollywood and Highland. Oh, this is nice. Oh, we could just walk over to this place. Like, no, you
And then
can't.
they take a bus and a homeless man's jacking off and taking a dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.